Welcome to Baldy Bearded. Let's talk about Luffy. So one of the things that I like about Luffy the most is that what you see is what you get. You're not going through the story expecting for him to grow as a character or really change because from the first episode you know who Luffy is and he tells you who he is. He's a man who wants to become the Pirate King and he's going to do whatever he can to get there. And because of that, you don't have all these things where, like, hey, what's Luffy really thinking? Are there these deeper motives to his character? But no, there's not. So you can just see the character and enjoy the character at face value, and you don't have to worry about the rest. Because you know if Luffy gets to the situation where his friends are in danger, he's going to fight to protect them. You know if somebody's trying to chase their dreams, Luffy will support them. You know that all these things will happen because Luffy does it every single time. No matter what happens to Luffy, he always comes out as the same person. And I really like that about the character because even though you could have added all these extra things, you don't. And Oda does it really well because it's so easy to make a character like that feel very flat and unenjoyable. You can have characters that aren't growing, aren't changing as people, and they feel like Mary Sue's. But instead, you have this very fun character that is fun 900 chapters later. You don't have to look at him like, I can't believe he hasn't grown. I don't like him. He needs to change. Because you don't get tired of Luffy. Because he is who he is, and you like who he is from the get-go. And I really find that aspect of Luffy entertaining in many, many different ways and reasons. For example, when Luffy goes in and he sees people doing things that are just wrong, for example, slavery or taking over a country and treating its people poorly, Luffy will not stop and be like, well, I can't believe they're doing this, but leave. We know Luffy's gonna fight against it. It might not be right away, and you're sitting on your edge of your seat because you know Luffy's gonna do something about it, but you don't know when. And that's one of the fun things about his character is waiting for him to go and fight against it, waiting for that moment that's going to fully trigger his response because Luffy is so simple that you kind of know what he's going to do a lot of the times. Not every time, every now and then he'll surprise us and do something crazy, especially when it comes to fights. But when it comes to if he sees something that we know as the viewers is wrong and Luffy knows is wrong, we know he's going to stand up against it. For example, when Nami takes his ship, he goes there and he sees her hurting. He sees what's going on. He sees her cutting off the tattoo of the Arlong Pirates off of her arm. And because of that, Luffy fights to protect her, to free this island, and to free Nami so she can make her own choices for the first time since she was a child. And that's the thing that, well, a lot of us would want to do. We wouldn't always actually make that step to make it happen. But Luffy would, because that's who Luffy is. And time again, you get to see Luffy do things like that that make him enjoyable. Because even though it might be the same thing, seeing how Luffy's going to do it or seeing when Luffy's going to do it is so fun and so entertaining. For example, when you find out that Ace has been kidnapped, you know Luffy is going to go and try to save him. And when he does, seeing how far he goes, seeing how much he pushes himself to save his brother is a beautiful moment because it's that great thing of, hey, this is my brother. I can't let my brother die. I care about him. And that thing, though, is very understandable for us because I feel like in a situation like that, a lot of us would. A lot of us would want to save our brother. I know if I had that opportunity to save my brother's life, I would if I got that a chance. But then you have things that maybe we wouldn't. Again, like with Robin. When Robin leaves the crew, she tells Luffy that she doesn't want to be part of the crew. She never really cared about the crew in the first place. But Luffy looks past that and goes, I know you don't want to just get executed, though. Maybe you don't want to be part of our crew. Maybe you don't want to go on this adventure with us. But I can't believe that you would just be willing to die and just go get executed. So Luffy asks her to tell him that she wants to live because he knows that there's more to her than what meets the eye. And he goes and fights for it. And most of us have been like, hey, if you want to leave, that's fine. I'm not going to sit there and fight for somebody who doesn't even want to be part of us or says they don't want to be part of us. But Luffy does. Luffy goes that extra mile. I mean, extra mile with the fighting and how far he goes to get her back, but also how far he goes when he could have just fought to get her back and left at that point, but instead he burns down their flag. He declares war on the world government, and just seeing that is like one of the coolest things in One Piece. When he burns down the flag, you have Robin saying, "I want to live," and Luffy just kind of smiles and is like, "All right, then we're taking you back because I need you on this adventure with me, and I'm glad you want to go on this with me." And they save her. And a lot of that stuff gets Luffy in trouble a good portion of the time. But Luffy never really cares about the outcome. He just cares if it's the right thing to do. And he doesn't care if it makes him a hero because he doesn't want to be a hero. In Luffy's words, a hero would share the meat and he wants all the meat because he's still a pirate. So he just does things that he believes in personally, not just because on the world aspect it's morally correct, but because he feels it's right. And if he doesn't feel it's wrong, then he's not going to stand against it. Don't expect Luffy to tell people to stop being pirates because he believes in that freedom. So they should be able to do what they want. But now you cross people and you hurt people, he's not going to stand and watch you do it. But he's also not going to tell you that you don't have the right to do it. And I really enjoy seeing that aspect of his character time and time again. Because like I said, even though it's the same things and you see who Luffy is from the first episode, it's still fun to see him do that as the story progresses. He never feels like a bad character. He always feels like a good character, and because of that, every time he does those things, every time he fights to protect his Nakama, it's fun to see. And it's fun to see how far he goes, or how far he has to go this time. But another thing I really like about Luffy's character is, even though he has that one-centered goal, like a lot of shonen protagonists do, he does not care about it. And I really like that about Luffy, because so many times you get in a story where it's like, is this going to help me get to this goal? Is this going to help me get closer to this goal? Is this going to help me become this person or achieve this? But instead, Luffy just likes the adventure and the friends that you make. That's what's important to him. The adventure and the friends is why he wants to become the Pirate King, because he thinks it's going to be this grand adventure. And you see that when Buggy's about to execute him, and he just kind of laughs and smiles and goes, "Well, I guess I'm dead." But another time that I really love is this scene where Usopp asks Rayleigh where the One Piece is. Now, if Luffy just listens and maybe he gets the answer, he could have just went straight to the One Piece and got it. But instead, Luffy yells at Usopp. He's like, "Are you kidding me? We are not going on this boring adventure. If he tells you I'm quitting becoming the Pirate King right now, I won't care about becoming the Pirate King because I'm not going to go on a boring adventure. What's the point of adventure that's just straightforward? It's no fun that way." And to see a character that is able to do that when they have this strong goal, because so many times Luffy says, "I'm going to become the Pirate King. Whatever I have to do to become the Pirate King." But then when it comes down to it, if you find the One Piece and it's just a piece of paper that says "Welcome to Laugh Tale," the adventure and the friends is all you really need, there's no real treasure, Luffy would be ecstatic. He'd be like, "Man, let's go on another adventure. Let's see what we can get ourselves into this time." Because all those trouble that he runs through, all those bad times, make the story better for him. He finds it more enjoyable. And he doesn't want his friends to leave. He didn't want his brother to die. But all the adventure that he has along the way is fun. And he wants that aspect. He knows that you can't have a journey without heartache. He knows you can't have a journey without, bad times. So he looks forward towards all of that, because there's no point of becoming a Pirate King if the adventure wasn't grand, if the story wasn't this big, amazing tale. And that's what Luffy's really looking for, that adventure and those friends and those stories to tell. And he has so many good stories to tell because of all the things that he does. But I think that's all I really have to say about his character right now. So tell me what you think about Luffy's character and why you like him the most down in the comments, and tune in next time.